Why is it unfair?
That's a question, not an answer.
Okay, well, I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
I've worked damn hard.
So have they.
Yeah, but I've equally worked.
No, they've worked harder, actually, under my scenario.
Why do they work harder?
Well, the same reason you're saying that you've worked damn hard. I'm just making up my facts to fit the story. They've worked much harder than you.
Why do they?
I don't know why. They just did.
You don't know how hard I work.
No, I know, but you don't know how hard they've worked. So we're playing the same game now. I'm saying they worked harder than you.
What? Okay, I'm going to reverse this question to you.
But then it becomes a question, not an answer, doesn't it? So tell them why it's fair for them to pay for your social care while you keep £1 million in the bank. That's all you have to do. It's easy.
Because currently, if I've got £1 million in the bank and they haven't got a penny, I'm paying for their care.
No, but they've paid their income tax all their lives.
So have I.
Yeah, exactly. So you're equal on that front, but you get to keep £1 million while they pay for your social care.
But then, why would they have to pay for my social care?
Because they've paid income tax all their life, and that's the pot that your social care is going to come out of.
Yeah, but equally, I'm paying into it.
Yes, but you haven't paid enough to cover your social care. You're going to have to take money from people that have paid income tax but don't need social care, and that's this chap over here who's worked much harder than you for 50 years but has no assets. So why should his tax pay for your social care when you've still got £1 million in the bank?
I think what you're not getting, equally, I've worked extremely hard.
Yes, but he's worked harder. He's worked harder.
No, how has he worked harder? Tell me, how's he worked harder?
He worked 18 hours a day in a coal mine.
Okay, that's different. But can I just say what I've done? I've worked.
And then he did a shift in a supermarket.
I've done a second job.
Yes, I know, but we're playing a silly game now, Maggie.
No,
we are.
What you're saying is people that have people.
Do you know why you're not answering my question?
Why?
Because it's not fair.
No, it is fair.
All right, well, tell him why it's fair then. Go on, it's easy. Go on, tell him why it's fair.
I'm absolutely sick to death. Okay, I see how society lives. Okay, I'm absolutely sick to death.
Yeah,
people playing the... no, not scroungers.
What then?
Listen, my parents are not scroungers, and they've worked, and they live in the north of England, and they don't own a home worth what mine is, because I live in the south of England. Okay, yes, I paid more. Okay, but they would have to... If you look at the poorer end of the spectrum, which I would put my parents down as, if my parents had to pay more, why should any? If they're in a care home...
Listen, I don't want to sound rude, okay? Do you think you're making much sense at the moment?
No, yes, I am.
Okay, well, you crack on then.
Because, can I tell you why I'm making much sense?
Only when you've told the other guy why it's fair. Only when you've told the other guy when it's fair.
You're totally against what is going to be introduced. You've already made your mind up.
I haven't at all.
Yes,
I haven't expressed an opinion.
You just said it's really sad. Yeah,
it is sad. It's sad that this person who owns a very inexpensive house is going to have to sell it while you're going to be able to keep yours. It makes me sad. I'd like everyone to be able to keep their house, but you're supposed to be explaining to the person who's going to have to sell their house because they're poor why that's fair.
Look, if they own their house, they're not poor. Okay. Let me tell you, if they own their own property,
Remember, this began with you insisting that you're not rich.
No, I'm not rich.
Okay, so you're not rich and they're not poor, but there's a massive gulf between
the assets.
Home. Yes, one worth 60 grand, one worth 600 grand.
Okay, so I'll give you an example of my mother-in-law again.
Yeah, but you didn't want to talk about her anymore.
No. I'm going to go through what's fair.
You can't. I've taken it. I mean, we've got all the way to 12:15. I can't. I mean, goodness me, even I have reserves of patience. And listen, you won't be alone. But that's the point, you see, Maggie. And this wasn't what you intended when you rang in, but that's the calculation Boris Johnson is making, is that people like you will quite like this.